Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak English Daily. I'm Emma, and today we're going to fix your biggest English conversation problem. Picture this. You see someone. You want to talk. You open your mouth and say, "How are you?" They say, "Fine, thanks." And you? You say, "Fine, thanks." And then silence. Awkward silence. The conversation dies before it even starts. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. "How are you?" is killing your conversations. Not because it's wrong, not because it's rude, but because it's boring. It's automatic, it's what everyone says, and native speakers, they're tired of it. The answer on autopilot. Fine, good, not bad. And that's it. Conversation over. You know what's worse is you already know other ways to start conversations in your own language. You're funny, interesting, friendly in your language. But in English, you default to "how are you" every single time. Why? Because that's what your textbook taught you. That's the safe phrase. But safe doesn't create connections. Safe doesn't start real conversations. Today, that changes. I'm going to teach you 100 real ways native speakers start conversations. Not boring textbook phrases, but real, natural conversation starters that actually work. These are the phrases that make people want to talk to you, that make conversations flow naturally, that make you sound interesting, friendly, and confident. No more awkward silences, no more boring exchanges, just real conversations that feel natural and easy. Ready to never say "how are you" again? Let's dive in. Category 1, casual greetings. These replace "how are you" but actually get interesting answers. First, "Hey, what's up?" Casual greeting meaning "what's happening" or "what's new?" Now you repeat, "Hey, what's up?" Second, "what's going on?" Means "what are you doing?" or "what's happening in your life?" Now you repeat, "What's going on?" Third, "How's it going?" More casual than "how are you?" It feels friendlier and more natural. Now you repeat, "How's it going?" Fourth, "What's new?" Asking if anything interesting happened recently in their life. Now you repeat, "What's new?" Fifth, "How've you been?" Used when you haven't seen someone for a while, more personal than "how are you?" Now you repeat, "How've you been?" Sixth, "Long time no see." Friendly greeting when you haven't seen someone in a while. Now you repeat, "Long time no see." Seventh, "Good to see you." Warm, friendly greeting that shows you're happy to see them. Now you repeat, "Good to see you." Eighth, "You look great today." Compliment to start a positive conversation makes people feel good. Now you repeat. You look great today. Ninth, how was your weekend? Perfect Monday greeting. And everyone has weekend stories to share. Now you repeat. How was your weekend? 10th, keeping busy? Casual way to ask what they've been doing lately. Now you repeat. Keeping busy? Category 2, commenting on the situation. Talk about what's happening right now around you. 11th, nice weather today, huh? Classic conversation starter about the weather. Simple but effective. Now you repeat. Nice weather today, huh? 12th, this place is packed. Comment when somewhere is very crowded. Easy way to start talking. Now you repeat. This place is packed. 13th, I love your shoes. Compliment something they're wearing. People love talking about their style. Now you repeat. I love your shoes. 14th, is that coffee good? Ask about what they're eating or drinking. Easy, natural starter. Now you repeat. Is that coffee good? 15th, have you been here before? Great for restaurants, events, or new places. Opens many topics. Now you repeat. Have you been here before? 16th, this line is so long. Comment when waiting in line. Shared experience creates connection. Now you repeat. This line is so long. 17, I'm starving. Are you? Share a feeling to create connection. Works at lunch or dinner time. Now you repeat. I'm starving. Are you? 18th, it's freezing in here. Comment on temperature. Simple observation that invites agreement. Now you repeat. It's freezing in here. 19th, love this song. Comment on music playing. Easy way to find common interests. Now you repeat. Love this song. 20th, that looks delicious. Comment on someone's food. Opens conversation about food and restaurants. Now you repeat. That looks delicious. Category 3. Asking for opinions. People love sharing their opinions. Use this to your advantage. 21st. What do you think of this place? Ask their opinion about where you are. Everyone has thoughts to share. Now you repeat. What do you think of this place? 22nd. Have you tried this before? Ask about food, drinks, or experiences. Opens longer conversations. Now you repeat. Have you tried this before? 23rd, any recommendations? Ask for suggestions about food, places, or activities. People love helping. Now you repeat. Any recommendations? 24th. Which one should I get? Ask for help choosing. Creates instant conversation and connection. Now you repeat. Which one should I get? 25th. Is this any good? Ask if something is worth trying. Simple question that starts dialogue. Now you repeat. Is this any good? 26th. What's your favorite here? Ask about their preferences at a restaurant or cafe. Easy conversation. Now you repeat. What's your favorite here? 27th. Worth watching? Ask about movies, shows, or events. Quick way to share interests. Now you repeat. Worth watching? 28th. Ever been to New York? Ask about travel or local spots. Opens travel stories. Now you repeat. Ever been to New York? 29th. What do you usually order? Ask about their habits at restaurants or coffee shops. Easy and natural. Now you repeat. What do you usually order? 30th. Know any good places around here? Ask for local recommendations. Great for tourists or newcomers. Now you repeat. Know any good places around here? Category 4, Weekend and Plans. Talking about plans is easy and natural for everyone. 31st. Any plans for the weekend? Perfect Thursday or Friday question. Everyone thinks about weekends. Now you repeat. Any plans for the weekend? 32nd. Doing anything fun later? Ask about today's plans. Shows interest in their life. Now you repeat. Doing anything fun later? 33rd. Got any trips coming up? Ask about travel plans. People love talking about future adventures. Now you repeat. Got any trips coming up? 34th. Did you do anything exciting this week? Ask about recent activities. More specific than how are you? Now you repeat. Did you do anything exciting this week? 35th. What'd you do last night? Casual question about yesterday opens many conversation topics. Now you repeat. What did you do last night? 36th. You going to the party? Ask if they're attending something. Creates shared experience. Now you repeat. You going to the party? 37th. What are you up to today? Ask about today's activities. More interesting than how are you? Now you repeat. What are you up to today? 38th. Any big plans this month? Ask about upcoming events. It shows you care about their life. Now you repeat. Any big plans this month? 39th. Where are you headed? Ask where they're going. Natural when seeing someone on the move. Now you repeat. Where are you headed? 40th. Just got off work? Ask about their schedule. Creates context for conversation. Now you repeat. Just got off work? Category 5. Work and school. Safe, easy topics that everyone can discuss. 41st. How's work going? Better than how are you? More specific and genuine. Now you repeat. How's work going? 42nd. Busy day? Ask about their workload. Shows empathy and interest. Now you repeat. Busy day? 43rd. What do you do? Ask about their job. Classic conversation starter that always works. Now you repeat. What do you do? 44th. Where do you work? Follow up to learn more about their career opens many topics. Now you repeat. Where do you work? 45th. How's your project going? Ask about specific work they mentioned before. Shows you remember. Now you repeat. How's your project going? 46th. How long have you worked here? Ask about job tenure. Easy question that leads to stories. Now you repeat. How long have you worked here? 47th. Do you like your job? Direct but friendly question. People always have opinions about work. Now you repeat. Do you like your job? 48th. What are you studying? Perfect for students. Everyone likes talking about their major. Now you repeat. What are you studying? 49th. How are classes? Ask students about school. Simple and shows interest. Now you repeat. How are classes? 50th. Almost done for the day? Ask about their schedule. Creates solidarity about work or school. Now you repeat. Almost done for the day? Category 6. Hobbies and interests. Find common ground through interests and activities. 51st. What do you do for fun? Perfect question to learn about someone's personality and interests. Now you repeat. What do you do for fun? 52nd. You into sports? Ask about sports interests. Easy way to find common ground. Now you repeat. You into sports? 53rd. What are you reading? Ask if you see a book or e-reader opens book discussions. Now you repeat, what are you reading? 54th, you play any instruments? Ask about musical abilities creates interesting conversations. Now you repeat, you play any instruments? 55th, do you work out? Ask about fitness habits, common topic at gyms or health places. Now you repeat, do you work out? 56, what kind of music you like? Ask about musical taste. Everyone has opinions about music. Now you repeat, what kind of music you like? 57th, you a movie person? Ask if they like movies. Opens entertainment conversations. Now you repeat, you a movie person? 58th, got any hobbies? Direct question about interests, simple and effective. Now you repeat, got any hobbies? 59th, you cook? Ask about cooking skills. Everyone eats, so everyone relates. Now you repeat, you cook? 60th, what shows are you watching? Ask about current TV shows. Very common conversation topic. Now you repeat. What shows are you watching? Category 7, food and drinks. Food is universal. Everyone loves talking about it. 61st, you hungry? Simple question. That can lead to lunch or dinner plans. Now you repeat, you hungry? 62nd, wanna grab a bite? Invite someone to eat together. Casual and friendly. Now you repeat, wanna grab a bite? 63rd, know any good restaurants? Ask for food recommendations. Easy conversation starter. Now you repeat, know any good restaurants? 64th, you a coffee person? Ask about coffee habits. Great for cafe conversations. Now you repeat, you a coffee person? 65th, what's your go-to order? Ask about their usual food or drink choice. Everyone has favorites. Now you repeat, what's your go-to order? 66, you like spicy food? Ask about food preferences. Simple question, easy answer. Now you repeat, you like spicy food? 67th, ever tried sushi? Ask if they've tried specific foods, opens cultural discussions. Now you repeat, ever tried sushi? 68th, what's your favorite cuisine? Ask about food preferences. Everyone has opinions. Now you repeat, what's your favorite cuisine? 69th, you eat breakfast? Ask about morning habits. Well, simple, relatable question. Now you repeat. You eat breakfast? 70th. Need a coffee too? Offer to get coffee together creates immediate connection. Now you repeat. Need a coffee too? Category 8. Technology and social media. Modern conversation starters everyone understands. 71st. You on Instagram? Ask about social media. Easy way to connect online too. Now you repeat. You on Instagram? 72nd. Seen that viral video? Ask about trending content. Creates shared cultural moments. Now you repeat. Seen that viral video? 73rd. What phone do you have? Ask about their device. Common, casual tech talk. Now you repeat. What phone do you have? 74th. Know any good apps? Ask for app recommendations. Everyone uses apps daily. Now you repeat. Know any good apps? 75th. You game? Ask if they play video games. Maybe opens gaming conversations. Now you repeat. You game? 76th. On TikTok? Ask about a popular social platform. Very current conversation starter. Now you repeat. On TikTok? 77. What do you watch on YouTube? Ask about content preferences. Everyone watches something. Now you repeat. What do you watch on YouTube? 78th. Got any podcast recommendations? Ask about podcasts. Shows you're interested in learning. Now you repeat. Got any podcast recommendations? 79th. Your Wi-Fi working? Ask about the internet. Shared tech frustration creates bonds. Now you repeat. Your Wi-Fi working? 80th. You follow that account? Ask about specific social media accounts. Find common interests. Now you repeat. You follow that account? Category 9. Location and origin. Learn about people's backgrounds naturally. 81st. You from around here? Ask if they're local. Opens many conversation paths. Now you repeat. You from around here? 82nd. Where you from originally? Ask about their hometown. People love talking about home. Now you repeat. Where you from originally? 83rd. How long you been here? Ask about time in their current location. Shows interest in their story. Now you repeat. How long you been here? 84th. You live nearby? Ask about their location. can lead to neighborhood discussions. Now you repeat, you live nearby? 85th? Ever been to Japan? Ask about travel experience. Opens travel stories. Now you repeat, ever been to Japan? 86. What brought you here? Ask why they moved or came. Creates deeper conversation. Now you repeat, what brought you here? 87th. You traveling or local? Ask at tourist spots. Helps identify tourists versus locals. Now you repeat, you traveling or local? 88th. Where's home for you? Ask about their true home, more personal than where are you from. Now you repeat, where's home for you? 89th. You like living here? Ask their opinion about the place. Everyone has thoughts. Now you repeat, you like living here? 90th. Know this area well? Ask about local knowledge. Opens recommendations and tips. Now you repeat, know this area well? Category 10. Friendly observations. Start with a simple observation about them or the situation. 91st. You look busy. Observe their activity. Shows you notice them. Now you repeat, you look busy. 92nd. You always here? Ask if you see them regularly. Creates familiarity. Now you repeat, you always here? 93rd. I see you here a lot. Acknowledge repeated encounters. Opens friendship possibilities. Now you repeat, I see you here a lot. 94th. You seem like a regular. Notice they come often. Friendly recognition of habits. Now you repeat, you seem like a regular. 95th. You work nearby? Ask about their location. Logical question at cafes or lunch spots. Now you repeat, you work nearby? 96. Taking a break? Observe their resting. Shows empathy and opens chat. Now you repeat, taking a break? 97th. Nice setup. Compliment their laptop, workspace, or gear. Starts tech or work talk. Now you repeat, nice setup. 98. Early bird, huh? Comment when seeing someone early. Light, friendly observation. Now you repeat, early bird, huh? 99th. You a regular coffee person? Notice their coffee habit? Everyone at cafes relates. Now you repeat, you a regular coffee person? 100th. I haven't seen you in forever. Greet someone you haven't seen in a while. Warm and friendly. Now you repeat. Haven't seen you in forever. Congratulations! You did it! You've learned 100 ways to start conversations without ever saying, "How are you?" again. That's amazing! You're not just memorizing sentences, you're building real-life conversation skills. Take a deep breath and remember this. Starting conversations isn't about perfect grammar or long, complicated sentences. It's about being genuinely interested in people. Notice this. Most of these starters do one of three things. They comment on the present moment, the weather, the place, what's happening right now. They ask about specific things, plans, hobbies, opinions, not just "how are you?" They show you notice the person, their clothes, their habits, their vibe. That's the secret. Don't ask generic questions, ask real questions. Show you actually see them in your language. You don't greet people the same boring way every time, right? You mix it up. You read the situation, you adapt. English is exactly the same. Here's your homework. Pick 5 conversation starters from this list. Just 5. Write them down, practice them out loud. Then this week, use each one at least once. At the coffee shop, at work, at school, with a friend, or even a stranger. Start small, one conversation at a time. And here's what will happen. People will actually respond. Not with "fine, thanks," but with real answers, real stories, real conversations. They'll look at you differently and think, "Wow, this person actually wants to talk." Because here's the truth. Most people want real conversations. They're tired of "how are you" too. They just need someone to start it differently. And that someone is you. You're not the awkward English learner anymore, who only knows one way to say hello. You're someone who can walk into any situation and start a real, natural conversation. Now, to make your English even more native-like, here are 10 simple tips you can start using today. Drop unnecessary words. Use contractions. Keep sentences short. Ask directly. Shadow native phrases. Rely on context. Use rising intonation for questions. Mix in casual greetings. Comment on the moment. Practice every day. So next time you want to talk to someone, take a breath. Look at the situation. Pick the starter that fits and just start talking. No more "how are you?" No more awkward silences. Just real conversations with real people. This is Speak English Daily, and I'm Emma. Now go out there and start some amazing conversations. Thanks for watching.